Two Skulls. Once again, Trap had saved my life. Why, oh why did I ever agree to take this trip? I must be losing my marbles. When I get back to Newmount City, my fur will have turned white from all these scares, I mumbled. That if we ever get back, that is, added Trap in a grim voice. He always knew how to cheer me up. The next morning we crossed Molehill Mountain and marched along the banks of the Fleer Fir River. Finally, we sighted Hard as Nails Hill. This is it, announced Thea, the place of the two skulls. I shivered. What would we find this time? More quicksand, exploding boulders, grouchy grandma on whiskers with a plate of her disgusting Swiss cheese muffins. I looked around. We were in a clearing with one very tall tree standing in the center. It was loaded with big yellow fruit that looked sort of like pineapples. Thea read aloud the message of the two skulls. Beware of the honey tree. Its fruits are known to sing. Listen, but do not touch, or you will feel the sting. Trap stepped forward. Fruits that sting? How ridiculous! Let me take one of them, ratoons. I'll knock one down with a stone, and then we'll see. Stop! Don't do it! I shrieked. Don't worry, Jerrykins, my cousin laughed. So what if they sting? Anyway, I'm just avoiding touching them. See? He. He pitched a stone right at the biggest fruit in the center. Don't call me Jerry, I started to say, but I stopped in mid-sentence. The yellow fruit was not a giant pineapple. It wasn't even a fruit. It was a giant beehive! Help! We screamed together. The beehive was oozing thick golden honey. Within seconds, swarms of bees flew out from the honeycombs hanging on the branches. Hurry to the river! shouted my sister. We raced to the river with bees right on our tails. Then we dove first into the water. The current carried us downstream. When we reached the bank, the bees were gone. Thea pulled out her map. Let's see. To our left is Hard as Nails Hill. In front of us is Pirate Peaks. That means if we go forward, we will hit the Three Skulls. Three Skulls. In front of us lay a narrow path made of stones. Each stone had a letter engraved on it. Thea read aloud the message on the map. A dangerous trap lies ahead. Be also careful where you tread. Solve this riddle and you will see the right stones will set you free. For lunch or snack, it is delicious. With lots of holes, it's quite nutritious. White or yellow, sharp or mellow. Leave some for others, be a good fellow. I reread the riddle several times. My cousin tapped his paw impatiently. Well, Mr. Newspaper Mouse, you work with words. What does it mean? He asked. His paw kept tapping faster and faster. Well, come on. What are you waiting for? We don't have all day, you know. Trying to ignore my cousin, I stared at the riddle. The answer was right on the tip of my tongue. What has lots of holes? What is white or yellow and delicious? Suddenly, I clamped my paws together. "It's cheese!" I shrieked with glee. "You must jump on the letter spelling out the word cheese." Before we could stop him, Trap hopped onto the stone engraved with the letter C. Then he hopped on the H, then the E, then the S. "Look out!" the rest of us screamed. Spelling has never been one of my cousin's strong points. Of course, they are two E's in the middle of cheese. The minute Trap set his paw on the wrong stone, it gave away. Down he went. I peered onto the hole. It was very deep. A foul-smelling odor rose from it. Wait a minute. I could just make out something at the bottom. Oh, I was looking at a bunch of bones. "Poor Trap, poor Uncle Trap," sobbed Benjamin. "Poor cousin, we won't even be able to visit his grave," murmured Thea, wiping away a tear. "He was such a great mouse. Do you remember when he saved your life at sea?" "Uncle?" cried Benjamin. Even I felt terrible. "How could I ever forget?" I moaned. "Trap saved my life, not only once, but twice. The first time at sea, and the second time from quicksand. He was so courageous." Then Thea added softly, "Well, let's be honest. Sometimes he could be a little bit of a pain." Benjamin jumped right in. "Actually, now that I think about it, poor Uncle Trap could be pretty annoying." I stood up and dusted the dirt off my paws. In fact, I think he was totally obnoxious at times. "A pain? Annoying? Obnoxious? Wah, wah, wah!" a voice called out from the hole. We peered into the pit. Trap was hanging by his pants from the tree root. "Hang on, Trap! We are coming to the rescue!" I called. We lifted him out of in no time. Trap looked a little pale. Still, he sounded as irritating as ever. "You know, I heard all of the bad things you said about me," he said. Then he smiled. "But I guess you said some nice things, too. Especially you, Jerry Mug. In fact, Geronimo, miss, I could give you a kiss." "Hey, that's pretty good," he giggled. Hee. I groaned. Why had we pulled him out of that hole?" "Geronimo, miss, I could give you a kiss." "Golden doubloons?" We start hiking toward the X again. According to Thea's map, we had almost reached the Emerald Eye. Trap practically skipped the rest of the way. I never seen him so excited. Well, there was that time he won a free cheeseburger at Burger Mouse. Trap's voice interrupted my thoughts. Hey, Coskins, do you think we'll find other things beside the Emerald Eye? I mean, you're the expert on this stuff, right? could we find jewels or lots of money? Well, we could find some old coins, I asked. Maybe we might find gold doubloons. They have a picture of a cat prince, Meow Ironclaw, also known as Snarls the Mouse Muncher, on them. Trap did a little dance. Doubloons! Doubloons! Gold doubloons! I just love the sound of that word, he chuckled. Meanwhile, Fia was checking the map. She pointed straight ahead. That's it, she announced. The Emerald Eye shall be right in front of us. Trap ran ahead. Then he stopped. He looked around, confused. I don't see any emerald here. All I see is water. For once, my cousin was telling the truth. On the exact same spot where we were supposed to find the Emerald Eye, there was a deep lake. Astrolamp, Stragation, Fim, Congrafim, snorted Trap furiously. But this is exactly where the X on my map. Fia murmured. If it is the right place, then we are on the wrong island. And it's all your fault, Trap cried, chasing after Fia. I sighed, my head between my paws. Benjamin sat beside me, looking sad. Just then I heard leaves rustling. The sound was coming from the forest nearby. Shh! Keep quiet, everyone, I whispered. Something back here is moving. We all strained our ears to listen. Something or someone, whispered Trap in a shaky voice. He looked at us. Let's see. Who can go check things out? Benjamin is too young. Fia can be of any help because she is a female. And it's really only right that I stay behind to look after Voice. So that only leaves you, Geronimo. You better get going, he concluded, pushing me toward the bushes where the noises were coming from. At the moment, Fia sprang onto action. Just because I'm a female doesn't mean I can't take care of things, she shrieked. And she shrieked. She grabbed her knife with two paws and charged toward the bushes. Show yourself if you dare, she squeaked, moving aside a few leaves. Little Benjamin trembled beside me. Trap whimpered. Even my tough-talking sister was shaking. I chewed on my whiskers. I imagined a pack of furious wild tomcats or maybe lions on the other side of the bushes. So this is how it would end. We would all become snacks for some mouse-munching monsters, or else sailing and swimming and hiking and sweating for nothing. It was almost too much to bear. I closed my eyes. When I opened them again, I saw a strange sight. In front of us stood a group of animals. No, not a band of crawling tomcats, nor not a pack of roaring lions. It was a party of mice. They were dressed in bathing suits. Some had cameras and camcords. One of the mice stepped forward. Hello, are you guests of the resort? He asked. Resort? What resort? We all squeaked at the time. Ratilin's Tropical Resort and Health Spa, of course, the mouse said, giving us a strange look. Goodbye.